I started feeling baby movements at 19 weeks. It was more like a thump thump sensation. Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Francisca, and on this channel I share lifestyle videos, and recently I've been sharing a bit of my pregnancy journey, and this is a continuation of that journey. So today I'll be talking about, what I experienced in my second trimester. I'll be talking about that, and yeah, let's get right into the video. I need to balance well and film this video because this heat is too much. So early on in my second trimester, I had this bad round ligament pain because of the how would I put it now, because of my experience in this pregnancy with the whole incompetent cervix thing. Anything that happens is always like a scare to me. So I woke up to pee in the middle of the night, and as I was about laying down on the bed, one pain from nowhere just gripped me. As in, it was really bad that I was actually like, I was scared because I was like, what kind of pain is this? I literally could not sleep, to the point that I was crying. And as I was crying, I was praying that, God, please let this pain leave me alone. Let this pain leave me alone. We just, we are still trying to deal with the anxiety of having an incompetent cervix. Even though I already had the stitch, there was this anxiety that was there, and this one just came to add to it. I was like, God, please, this cannot happen. This cannot happen. The pain was so bad that I started crying. Like, I cried and prayed myself back to sleep. It took about an hour before I was able to, sleep back. I was like, God, I beg, we must carry this baby to full term. We shall carry this baby to full term. So early in the morning, I just called the doctor. I explained to him what happened. He told me that I should start coming. And then when I got there, he said he was going to do a speculum exam to check that the stitch, which I did to hold the cervix in place, to keep the cervix closed, he was going to check it to be sure that, everything is intact, that the stitch had not come undone, because that can happen. And we don't want that to happen. So he did that check, and, the stitch was still in place. Because at the time when I had the bad round ligament pain, it was still early on in my second trimester, so they could actually do a revision of the stitch if there was any issue. So he checked, the stitch was okay, and I was like, thank God, everything is fine. We are praying for there not to be an issue with that stitch till they take the stitch out. He told me to explain what happened again, what I experienced, in the middle of the night, which I did, and then the diagnosis, I'll call it now, was that I had round ligament pain. So I had to be taking care now. Whenever I'm sleeping or whenever I'm trying to turn from one side to the other, I do it slowly and carefully so that I don't experience that, because I don't know, that scare was that scare was something else. Like, so that's one of the symptoms that I experienced in my second trimester. Another one that I experienced was terrible constipation, and I think I talked about constipation in my first trimester video. I'm not sure. I had it was, let me say, like an episode, because I had to learn my lesson from that one. And the constipation was bad. When your poop is as hard as a rock and is not finding it easy to escape your like rectum, whatever, man, that's not an experience I wish on my worst enemy. So I had constipation, just that, and I learned my lesson from that by taking lots of water, oranges, cucumber. I think I mentioned this in my first trimester video. One thing I tried to do in my second trimester was to do Kegel exercises. Okay, I started feeling baby movements at 19 weeks. It was more like a thump thump sensation, and I was actually excited when it happened, like, oh, my baby has started moving. So that was like the first experience, the first would I say visible experience. The other ones were just like gas, rumbling in my stomach. So I don't know whether that one was food or it was actually the baby moving, but all joy and Abby. So at 19 weeks, I started feeling the thump thump sensation. At 21 to 22 weeks, around that period, that was when I felt the baby's kick, and I was like, oh my God. And since then, the baby has just been, moving here and there, kicking, at random. And I'm always, how would I put it? I'm always anticipating the baby's kick. I'm always anticipating the baby's kick. Like, I want to feel the baby move all the time. But the baby must sleep now, Abby. Around that 21, 22 weeks, when the baby's movements became more pronounced, it was as if the baby was using leg to kick my cervix. And I'm like, Biko, stay away from the cervix. So we don't want anything to happen. We want it to stay there till full term. Stay away from the cervix. Don't go and kick the cervix, and the stitch will now the stitch will now open, I beg. So I was like, okay, please move yourself up. Anytime the baby just hits my cervix like this, the sensation radiates from that point into my vagina, and I'm like, hey God, which guy? This pikin, I beg go. So if it happens like that, I'll just be like, God, please let this baby move up. Let this baby move up. Let this baby, stop kicking the cervix. Don't give me hypertension, I beg. In every pregnancy, you would actually notice, more discharge. But for me, I experienced, little to no discharge. I think what I experienced it was watery. So it wasn't really visible. It wasn't like, it doesn't look like that ovulation discharge that, we normally see. I didn't have all those stringy, mucousy, whatever. Mine was more like, it's called leukorrhea. I think that's the word. It's called leukorrhea. So that's what I experienced. So in my first pregnancy, prior to the loss, or a few days leading up to the loss, I had an increase in discharge. At some point in the second trimester, I noticed that I was having an increase in mucous discharge, and I was like, this one should not start though. So I complained to the doctor. If I anything I complained to the doctor, he would say, come, let me check you. Come, let me check you. We want, our minds to be at peace. He checked me, and then I also complained that I was having this slight irritation down there, and he said I was going to do a test to check that I do not have any infection, because we do not want infections. Infections can cause preterm labor, and no, we don't want those. So he did, and I had an infection. I got treated for that. Thank God. Thank God. This pregnancy, in fact, when you're pregnant, it's good to listen to your body. Anything that you feel is out of the ordinary, as in, your doctor is your first point of contact, not Google, because Google will just, dabari your head. In fact, this pregnancy, not God. Another thing I experienced in this second trimester was that I was sweating a lot. It was like I was sweating for two. The sweating at night was actually the worst, because it was like my body was at rest and all the water everywhere just decided to come out. So I had this mini rechargeable fan at home, and I'll just place it beside me, let it blow my head. At least it will cool my body down small now. I will wake up, my face is dry. My face is not sweating. The front of my body is not sweating, but my back is dripping, and the bed has been soaked with sweat. In this second trimester, I was actually, getting into the pregnancy really well, especially after I passed the 20-week mark, because I lost my first baby at 20 weeks. So after I passed the 20-week mark, there was a little bit of calmness, It started raining, so I had to pause filming for a while. And okay, now we are back to it. So as we're approaching 20 weeks in this pregnancy, I was having, I don't know, is it anxiety or panic attack? I noticed that, I was afraid, and I guess it's because I lost my first pregnancy at 20 weeks. So I was getting scared, as we are approaching that. And once we're past that 20 weeks, please ignore the rain sound though. I have to continue filming before NEPA will do their thing. So as we got past the 20 weeks, I had a little bit of calm, okay, that we've passed 20 weeks. Even though at that point, the pregnancy had not even reached viability. So, but I was happy that, okay, we are past this 20-week mark. Of course, I was going for my routine antenatal checkups, and I was being told that the cervix was still closed. We're praying for the cervix to remain closed till we are ready to deliver. So yeah, this has been my experience in this second trimester of this pregnancy. And yeah, let me know what you guys, if you've been pregnant before, let me know your experiences in your second trimester, yeah. And I'm going to be seeing you guys in my next video, which will, finish off this trimester series. And remember to subscribe to my channel for more videos, and I'll be seeing you in my next video. Okay, so bye.